Right, Edgeware Business Association, Stephen Anderson.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you for letting me speak this morning. My name's Stephen Anderson. I'm the owner of Edgeware Fresh Choice Supermarket, and I represent the Edgeware Business Association. Firstly, I'd just like to say that the association fully supports the community board's request for funding of the Edgeware pool. The purpose of the Edgeware pool project is intended to reinstate and operate the much loved and highly patronised community swimming pool in Edgeware Village, formerly known as the Edgeware Pool. You would have heard from previously Paul Somerville, the chairman of the Edgeware Pool Group, a previous mission, and also from Brian Gardner, the current president of the St Albans Swimming Club, who presented on the history of the pool. So I won't go too deeply into that. But to date, the pool group set up an incorporated society with a charitable status in 2006. So far, the pool group has raised $150,000 towards a new pool. This money has been used to fund the multitude of reports required for a resource consent and the consent fees. And the resource consent was granted in 2017. There's been many achievements during these years. So currently to date, the pool group has got a detailed design and completed a feasibility report. The resource consent has been granted and the land ownership was obtained. And we also have a full costing of the pool, of the project to rebuild the pool from Apollo Projects, and that comes in at $5 million. Briefly, the pool itself, the facility will consist of one heated indoor pool, which is 14 metres by 12 metres and is fully accessible. There'll be one heated outdoor pool of 25 metres by 12 metres, and again fully accessible. And there's been plans for landscaping, fencing, lighting, car parks and cycle parks. The associated building will contain a foyer, entry office, kitchen, meeting room, toilets and showers, and both of these will be fully accessible. Now the operation, the Edgeware Pool Group will run the pool independently of council, and therefore they do not expect council to provide further operational funds. The Edgeware Business Association requests council demonstrate equity around the city community projects by providing $5 million for the capital works for the new pool, noting that this project is ready to commence once the funds are available. The Edgeware Pool is not an aquatic facility like the council pools. It is a community facility, a gathering place, a safe place for people of all ages to meet, a place for children and adults to learn to swim, and a warm pool for the community to use as exercise and relaxation year-round. In the summer, there is an outdoor space which will be landscaped and is envisioned to provide an ideal place for picnics, sharing food and sunbathing, etc. This will be a community facility of a size and scale that will be affordable to operate and be appropriate for the needs of the St Albans community. It is intended not to compete with the larger council aquatic facilities. The community's pool, it serves a different purpose. This will be one that will be owned and operated and used by the local community. Its purpose is to activate and strengthen the local community, as did the original pool that was on site for 75 years.
Stephen, your time's, running by. We've read the submission. You don't need to read it to us. Just highlight the key points, and then that will allow some time for questions.
Okay. All right. So you've heard from the previous speakers. So I'd just like to say, in summary, that we commend the pool group for bringing together the whole community. The project is a partnership which will benefit the business operators, the schools and the wider St Albans community. The LTP funding needs to be spread across all the suburbs, and the pool group's detailed costing shows that the Edgeware community pool can be built for $5 million. This is opposed to for example, the Linwood pool, which is being proposed at over $21 million. By utilising a similar design, it would be possible to build 2 pools for less than half of the Linwood proposal, with a potential saving for the council of over $10 million. Just like to reiterate that we wish to see the Edgeware pool rebuilt. The pool group has made huge progress towards this happening on their own. We believe that the group, through their own energy and hard work, have demonstrated exactly what the council wants to see, which is strong, motivated, connected, activated communities initiating and delivering their own projects, thus becoming more resilient. The Edgeware Business Association are seeking the council's support to achieve this very worthwhile project.
Thank you. Questions? Yanni?
Thanks for the submission. 2 questions. One is, my understanding was that there was some land around the former Edgeware pool site, or maybe part of it, that was going to be sold off and put back into the community centre. Do you know, has that happened?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
This is the business association supporting the... Right. Yeah, that's probably a better question directed to someone else. Okay. We can find out the answer to that.
The other thing, I mean, you've mentioned the Linwood pool, so I guess I've kind of got to ask the question, we've got lots of different community facilities. In Edgeware, for example, there's a new community centre going in, which is quite considerably more expensive than other similar type community centres in other parts of the city, Woolston, St Martin's, Opawa. Do you think we need to kind of, reduce that budget to fund those other ones to the same degree, or is there a smarter way in which you see us doing our projects that you think we would get better value?
Yes, definitely. I certainly don't want to disadvantage any other communities or suburbs, but we would be quite happy to release our design, to the council, because I believe we can achieve these projects, in a lot effective and cheaper manner.
Even if it's at the expense of working with local communities about what they want, which your group has done.
I think we can achieve both.
Right.
For a considerably less cost.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, look, thank you very much for coming and making a submission. Thank you. Thank you.